Evening. Evening.
Do we have to do this? Oh my God.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on United Review. We're going to take a look through a few of the talking points, going to answer some of your questions, and we're going to pretend a large part of that didn't happen tonight. United have been beaten 2-0 by Paris Saint-Germain. The better team. I think it's safe to say. The better team overall. I think the first 20 minutes I was very, very excited. There was only one team winning it. Back end of the first half, that sort of switched a little bit. Second half, they totally blew us away. I think a lot of that was down to our substitutions not quite being up to it. Mm-hmm. Some of that was the ref. I don't want to put it on the ref, because it sounds like sour grapes, doesn't it, when you go, oh, the ref. But the
How
ref
many times does it happen on a big stage in Europe? For us, though, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid.
It happens a lot.
Way too much, man.
Now, Marcus's brothers just sent me the clip of Marcus getting dragged down by Kimpembe.
Yeah.
And I just said, like, what is the difference between that and what Young did on Mbappe? Young got a yellow card for that. Kimpembe probably should have got a second yellow for that. There was just tons and tons of
the ref
instances.
didn't have control of the game. That is for sure.
No, he didn't.
It happens way too much on a big stage. I think was VAR in play today?
Yeah, VAR was in play actually, and someone just said, the guy that that sent off Darren Fletcher. Yeah. For the Arsenal game was the VAR ref.
Oh,
so he was getting fuck all anyway, wasn't it? Shit knobheads.
Oh, man. Now I've got to talk tactics.
The reason why we've been delayed is, one, because it takes an age to get on the tram back from Old Trafford, and two, we've just been cancelling Booking.com rooms in Madrid.
Trying to get refunds.
Allegedly.
I've still got to go bloody Paris.
So let's talk about the second leg then. The second leg, we've got fuck all hope of getting through that at all. Without Pogba, now on a red card.
Tiny bit of hope.
Without, we don't know the extent of the injuries. If we get the news on those injuries, then... Yeah, Sean Anthony in the comments there. Thanks. Get your comments in. If there's a good question in there, we're going to read them out. I'm going to come to the Patreon group. We've got loads on United Review. Thank you guys for getting involved on Twitter with hashtag United Review. Can I ask you guys a favour? Please share the stream. Please like the video, because it helps us get found, and then more views mean that there's more chance of us doing more and more stuff. That's the way it works. That's the little give and take that we have while we bust our balls to get back here. I mean, honestly, it's like an actual Krypton Factor shit in it, trying to get back here so we can do this straight from Old Trafford every single time. Right, let's talk about the game then. So Paul Pogba, I was very impressed with some aspects of his game, and I was very underwhelmed with other aspects of his game. Yes. I thought we saw both sides of him there. There was the petulant, poor decision-making Pogba, and then there was the, oh my fucking God, I am so glad he plays for us, Paul Pogba, at times as well, when he took it upon himself to just drive that ball forward, and you just think...
There was one where he took it round the PSG defence wide, which was really impressive, and then put it in the box. And there was one thing I really liked about him, that on the big stage, he was actually being quicker at times with the ball and actually trying to look for options rather than mess about with it a lot. In the first half, I thought Marquinhos did a brilliant job on him. Absolutely brilliant job. And I think he shut him down. And we're speaking about having Dani Alves, Marquinhos and Kea, I think it is, on that one side.
Yeah, Marquinhos was tight on him. Let's have a look at Pogba's touches in that then. Let's see where he was. So, actions there, everywhere, box to box, left-hand centric, as you can imagine. Challenges, a lot of challenges, as you can see there in the mixer. Impressive, I would say, overall. And his passes, I thought his passes were pretty decent. Can we look at his passes, please, Cameron? So there's his passes. In the first and second half, it's totally different. He's playing a bit deep, I would say, in that first half, emphasised by where you can see all of his passes coming from there. They're in our half. They're almost in that number 6 position. Second half, a bit of necessity needed, really, to get him on the ball and push him forward. He was almost trying to get on the end of some of those crosses, and he's obviously in that final third a lot more there. But the yellow card that he got... silly, but not to be unexpected as well with him. And then the second one, I almost feel sorry for him a little bit with it. It was a bit mad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But the fact he got it didn't change the result. The result was the result. But the fact that we now don't have him in the second leg,
we don't have a chance.
We've got fuck all chance.
Yeah.
We are a bare bones decent 10 players or so. There's probably more than 10 players, but because they all play in the same position, like you can't play Romero and De Gea, can you?
True, yeah.
Because we've got so many that probably in the same position, we're pretty deep in some areas, but we're shocking in other areas.
I said this after Burnley, and I said we lose 1 or 2 players in that side, and the team collapses, and it's such a rare thing to see in the top sides. I think if you got your best starting 11, I think we've got 10 players that can start for this team right now that are good enough, other than Ashley Young, in my opinion, in that team, that can do a job against pretty much any team they can come up against. I'd give us a chance against any team that you play, but once you take 1 or 2 out of them, that's it, you're gone. Whereas you look at your Cities, look at PSG tonight, they lost Neymar, Cavani. They're lining up with Draxler, Mbappe, Di Maria. Like, that is still a really, really strong attacking lineup. We can't do that, United.
If we think about the goals that we had, the goals that we conceded, sorry, the first one from a corner, Matic loses his man and you're like, there's no one on the post again. Every time I see us concede from a set piece, I go, somebody's on the post, he saved that. I don't understand when that stopped being a thing. I'm probably sounding like everyone's dad here, but like people on the corners, it's such a basic thing. I don't get why we don't do it. You can't be offside from a corner anyway, so what are you protecting it from?
It's a killer when you lose your man so easily, and then there's no one on the line as well. There's no protection in that box, nothing to stop that goal, and to concede such a simple goal like that on the big stage at home, when you know that away goal rule is an absolute killer. When you concede the Di Maria Mbappe goal, it's all right, bit of quality there.
Actually, not all right, because again, Young doesn't stop the cross. That's all a fullback's supposed to fucking do, stop the cross. And he could have stopped the cross.
Di Maria had him on toast today.
Bailly should have stopped the fucking cross. Bailly was and Lindelof just watches it. He makes no attempt to get in. If you're Bailly and I'm Lindelof, Mbappe comes through the middle of us. Yeah. You go too early and pull up for some fucking reason, and I just watch him go through.
Joe, you're going to have Cavani and Mbappe up against you now in Paris as well, which gives us no chance, because you got Cavani who's going to keep both of them busy in the back, and then Mbappe who's just going to go down those channels.
A couple of people in the comments arguing about whether Matic was good or Matic was bad. We actually have Matic and Herrera's stuff up here, because I actually thought
I thought him and Herrera were good.
Look at that. Look at their involvement. Absolutely everywhere.
Everywhere, and box to box, effective.
Everywhere.
They stepped up compared to loads of people in our team, didn't they?
Absolutely everywhere. I thought they were good, the pair of them.
I thought they were good.
I thought Herrera was a little bit safe on the ball, but that is the limitation of Herrera. He's not going to Pogba you a ball into the final third. But I liked what he was offering. Challenges there, Matic, shit ton of challenges, even some in their box near enough, by the look at that.
Do you think... You were talking about how
Herrera's covering for Young on the right.
You're talking about how Herrera was safe on the ball. Do you think when the change of Lukaku, Rashford come on, realistically you might take like a Bailly or Lindelof off, drop Matic in that defensive role?
It made no sense seeing Marcus come off. Like, are we chasing a fucking game here or what?
Then like Pogba would be that deeper guy, and I think that would actually allow Pogba, like we're seeing that Newcastle, obviously Newcastle PSG, different game, but you see him picking it up from deeper, allows him more time on the ball.
One of the comments here, Young better than usual, Andy Joyce. I disagree, mate. Young was bang on.
Horrendous.
On form for what he's done.
Shocking.
We don't have any of his data to pull up because I was going to not talk about him.
Unsuccessful crosses.
0 for 6. I might even add a section. Hit the like button. If we get over 500 likes in the next 30 seconds or so, I'll know that you want it. Do you want a Young watch in every single one of these? Do you want a Young watch? And we'll go through all of his fucking actions. So it's 0 for 6 crosses today. Yeah. The fouls that he give away in such key areas, and you've seen how shit we are from set pieces. Yeah. People tell me he's experienced.
He's not.
Well, he is. But what experience is he bringing? He's not.
He doesn't show it.
He doesn't bring a calming head.
We were talking about who's showing experience on that pitch. I thought Herrera and Matic were.
Yeah.
I thought a lot of Luke Shaw at times lacked it in certain plays, but he didn't show up.
The fucking so-called highest-paid bastard player in the world, Alexis Sanchez, losing the ball in the final third.
That's it for me.
Was it 0 crosses, 0 dribbles, 0 key passes, 0 fucking shots, 0 fucking nothing out of him? 0 absolutely nothing. Now, when we made the sub, and it's Jesse's going off, and I went, we are fucked. Without Jesse, we are fucked. And then you go, right, we're bringing Sanchez on, you go...
Funnily enough, I've seen some people buzzing about Jesse coming off.
You don't need that negativity in your life.
Unfortunately, they don't see what he brings to the side. Alexis couldn't even bring the press in. Nothing. What did he offer today on the pitch, man?
and then you bring off Marcus. In the second half, Marcus was out wide, and I didn't get that. And Juan Mata, how many times we've sitting in this exact same spot and gone, Juan Mata doesn't suit this team. That substitution made no sense for me.
Didn't at all.
Although the Sanchez one made sense, in execution, he didn't do fuck all when he came on. He didn't do what Jesse does. Yeah. If you go back and watch like the first 10 minutes of the game, which is what I've literally just done before we've come live, and you will see Jesse and Marcus pressing, and you will see Jesse and Marcus combining, and that gives us balance on that right hand side. Let's have a look at the average passes that we had, because there is passes coming down the left hand side, there is combinations on that left hand side, nothing on the fucking right. I mean, that's a mad formation that we've ended up with there, simply out of necessity in the end. But Marshall's positioning fantastic. Who's that position that's come in afterwards? I can't see that. It's Alexis. It's a bit more narrow. I can't get too mad though.
They're quality, man.
I can't get too mad.
On the break, you shit your pants.
These are quality for starters. And the fact that Ollie made us even actually think that we could have been in a fucking fight here.
It sort of knocks you back down to earth, and in the same way you start thinking outside of this, you look at top 4, you're like, at least we're getting into that, because that'll look like a miracle, and we've done it, and then you got an FA Cup run. But it's just frustrating that I think in January should have been backed. I don't care who the manager is. There's clear. I think if you have an absolute beast of a defender in there to lead you from the back, we've seen what Van Dijk did for Liverpool in the Champions League last season. I think that changes it. Sorts the shit out next to him, man.
Yeah, we're not. The worry that I have. Go back to the full screen, man. The worry that I have is that we now lose momentum against Chelsea, and we stumble against Liverpool as well, because without Jesse Lingard, I think that's really difficult for us. I have got another screen for us to check out as well, and that's Marcus versus Mbappe. Just because it was being billed as a little bit of a head-to-head for both of those. All them Mbappe actions, we don't break them down first and second half, unfortunately, but I would assume a lot of those came in the second half. And you just see the pure difference of how many times Mbappe got the ball to him, and how many times Marcus got the ball to him, and we was at home.
And do you know who made that difference as well, unfortunately, was Di Maria as well. You compare Di Maria to Sanchez and
give him some right balls,
and Mata, man. He was dragging the right back wide. That's what your winger's meant to do. Mata's not going to do that for you, is he?
All right.
Difference, man.
Yeah, Verratti was fantastic as well as another player. Yeah. I don't get the opposition data, otherwise I'd love to have shown you Verratti, because I thought he was phenomenal.
Thought Paredes was good off the bench as well.
He was walking around fucking texting, Verratti. Yeah. That's how easy it was for him. Should we have a look at some questions? Get your questions in. There's some coming in on Twitter. Give the video a like if you don't mind as well, and subscribe if you are new around here. We go live after every single United game and moan about shit, mostly. So we got some questions from Twitter on United Review. Let's have a quick gander at those. You're going to have to pull the little thing down, so I can actually see these, because I can't see them. A bit more, maybe. Desperately need a right back and a left back. Depth in our attacking and midfield. Options missing. Sanchez has to go. Even Mata converts to centre mid, or sadly he needs to go too.
Agree with everything on that, mate. No disagreements.
Totally agree, mate. Yeah, I can't pull you up on any of that. Yeah, totally. Lewis Irons in the comments saying, was this a game for Fellaini? Nope. Next one we've got there from United Review. As the ref was out of his tree tonight, I can roll with that. The decision not to give Kimpembe a second yellow was an admission from the ref that he'd lost the plot with all the yellow cards in the first half. That's a good point, actually, because there was so many. I thought I was getting a yellow card the way it was going.
I thought I was jump on and Stratford and
pretty sure I was like, I'm getting a fucking yellow the way this is going. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he did lose the plot. I think he was massively lagging behind it. Patrons, get your questions in and that as well. And I'll get over to those in a second. Next one that we've got there from Twitter. Mikkel Norskov says, refs had a shocker both ways. Game plan looked decent until Lingard's injury. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Think we wouldn't have been so bad in the second half if Lingard had not been injured. completely. And this is what worries me now
Shows
for
us
Chelsea.
what we have and what we don't
Chelsea
have.
and Liverpool, I think we're in the shit. I'm going to come to the Patreon legends as well. So I've got a Patreon group, and the Patreon group pays for... I've got a City Centre studio, which was obviously a massive gamble to get, and the rent's not cheap. And we have lads behind the camera making this quality content that we can give you. Now, this content isn't sponsored, and it's supported literally by the guys that are supporting it on Patreon. And for that, they get priority in the questions, and they also get loads of behind-the-scenes stuff. And tomorrow, I have got Wes Brown coming on a podcast. So if you want to ask Wes Brown a question, the Patreon group are the people that get to ask those questions and get all that kind of info and those videos. Like there was a podcast went up today which stays on Patreon only. It's less than the cost of a pint. It's like 80p a week if you want to join. The link is in the description below. Definitely go check it out. I'm trying to get 1,000 members by the end of the season. We're about halfway there. I'm going to come to the questions and see what everybody is saying. Connor, how have we let the ref decide this? Yes. Ashbird, 2 injuries changed the game. Is United depth really that bad? Yep.
Yeah.
Jack says, fuck off. You fuck off. Milan says, why do we get dog shit refs all the time in important games? It does feel a little bit like that.
Yeah.
How much was the ref paid, says Arshin. Do you think Thiago Silva showed tonight what lack? Not only as a centre-back, but as a captain, or what we lack? Yeah, because I thought he dealt really fucking well with a lot of stuff. Know the right time to foul, know the right time to maybe let something off or
Spoke about
something in.
us needing that, didn't we? And the difference it makes.
Is there any hope, says Wilkinson? No.
Hopefully for my sake.
Don't make it about the ref. You sound like Scousers. It wasn't. No, we said at the start, didn't we? They beat us fair and square, but the ref was shocking. There's no denying that. I can't sit here and say,
I think we would have barely
definitely
spoke
won.
about it
But
if Pogba would have stayed on, because that would have brought the balance at least there. But it's frustrating when it's like that.
Nebby says, I feel like we fell back into Mourinho pattern defensively, sitting back too much and being too passive. Did you see the same? How can we change that? Not maybe towards about the half an hour mark actually in the first half.
Yeah,
could be confidence.
I felt that, but at the same time, I felt like Verratti and Marquinhos were really effective in that to hold the ball pretty well for them.
Was Di Maria getting smashed into the advertising boards the only positive tonight? Yes. I don't know how Ashley Young didn't get sent off. The
only good thing Ashley Young's ever done is in his career. Ever.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty beautiful in the grand scheme of things, wasn't it? It was pretty beautiful. Like the video, idiots. Was anyone hoping it was Young who got sent off? Honestly, I thought he did get sent off. I thought the ref carded him, and I thought I saw him take his armband off and start walking away.
Oh, no,
and I clearly didn't. Just fucking imagined it. Or dreamt it. What use is Sanchez, says Dan, let him go and get someone who will at least have an impact. The case for keeping him and Lukaku
it's going.
It is going.
And the money you can get for the wages, the spaces in the squad you can open up.
Was the ref picked up from the forecourt at Old Trafford tonight? Blake, how much value will we get for Sanchez in the summer? None, because if you want someone to take him, they need to pay his wages, and for someone to pay his wages, they're going to give you like the change in their pocket for a transfer fee. You're not going to get anything out of him.
Problem, man.
Was Di Maria swearing at the fans in the disabled section for their first goal? To me, that's kind of over the line. I didn't see that. I would have to see that again. What I would say is, though, United, you are fucking culpable for me. That we said this when they put the disabled section right around like that. You put our most vulnerable fans right in front of the most intense fans that you ever have, which is European fans and away fans that are coming to the ground. Unacceptable. If there's anyone that's been hurt, you need to sue the club, because it's an absolute piss take. They've clearly not done like the proper risk assessment. It went off in the away end. There was about 400 or 500 fucking coppers had to go steaming in there. There was a big corner right at the very bottom, and it's right where our disabled fans are. It's actually where little Alex and his dad sit, is where it went off, right there. Think about it, a fucking horde of pissed up away fans that have been here for 2 days, right in front of our disabled fans, or right behind them. Like, so they're not even looking at them. So missiles and stuff can come from behind them. It's a fucking disgrace.
So as long as the money is getting in nicely for the Glazers and that, I don't think they care about anything like that.
Matt says, should we have won that in the first 20? Yeah. Cam, missiles means things that get thrown, not like things that fired from Apache helicopters, you dick. A poor team performance overall, and we reverted to the crossing again. Yeah, which we haven't done apart from when it's kind of gone a bit tits up in it. That does seem to be where we fall back to just fucking sling.
I felt like it was a bit like
crosses in for Sanchez and
I felt like it was a bit like Burnley, where we sort of ran out of ideas. We kept coming back outside, no cutting edge pass, weird crosses,
seen it against fucking Fulham under Moyes, and we just keep falling back to that as well.
Ashley Young.
27 crosses that day, I think. Obviously a disappointment tonight. What's our way back in the second leg? We need to have a chat, mate. You need to come and sit down. We need to tell you about Santa Claus ain't real.
Someone locked like Mbappe in his house or something.
Donald O'Mahony got a good comment here. Did we get figured out? Mark Pogba out the game and there's no other source of creativity? Ooh, very likely.
I'm with you on that. First half, that was actually my thought. I thought Marquinhos on Pogba, game plan. Dani Alves and Kea on one side, that locks Martial off. And Martial was trying to move him a bit. We spoke about Martial trying to get him behind a bit, but even on the ball, he was a little bit poor.
I saw a few times Luke Shaw was hesitant in possession when he was making a run.
Definitely, yeah.
And you think, fucking let it go, first 10 minutes or something.
Didn't support Pogba probably as well, did he? Didn't think he helped enough. That's experience.
Someone's commented, Howson the Virgin. How can that be true when I go fuck your mum every single night, mate? Will says, what could we have done differently? I don't think the tactics were the problem any other day without the injuries and the ref, and I feel we could have won. I thought the momentum there in the first 20 minutes was right there for us. What could we have done differently? Not a hell of a lot, really, because what was on the bench that you go, oh yeah, let's get a bit of that on?
Nothing.
I saw Delot warming up for about 20 minutes and I was going, fucking serious? Fucking serious? Is this our fucking thing, yeah?
I think he's going to have to take like a random breakthrough of like Mason or Chong in the next couple of weeks to then be an option in the coming games after that. I
honestly believe Mason is probably on the bench on Monday night now, just simply out of necessity.
Yeah.
Almost laughable how we lose Tony and Jesse. Lose once Tony and Jesse came off. No pressing from the front allowed them to slice right through us. Yeah. The press from the front was huge. James says he still mint PSG shit 4 goals against Barca. Not saying we were Barca, but we can at least put 3 or 4 past them on another night. Oh, another night, right, yeah. Maybe not, like, in the second leg. Injuries killed our press. We go again, yeah. Like I said on the Full-Time Devils video, the fact that we can even have the confidence that we had going into that game is testament enough for Ole to get a job. Jack Sanders, forget tonight. Without possibly Martial and Lingard for Chelsea and Liverpool, what front three do you go with, and who goes in for Pogba in the second leg? Second leg, fuck knows. Probably
Fred.
Yeah, probably Fred or maybe Mato. It depends how you're going to line
He's
up.
He's not fancied him in that role though, Mato, yet. I would have thought we'd see him there, but we've not, so probably Fred, Mato or Pereira.
Let's have a look.
The front three, that's a good question.
The front three I don't know, because I keep thinking Alexis can be the answer, but I don't know if he is.
Yeah.
I don't mind Lukaku in a 2. Don't want it on a 1.
Yeah, sort of when.
But if you've got no Jesse, would you play as a 10?
Yeah, that's the problem. Could you play Pogba there?
Could we see Pereira off the right? He's got a good cross. He can't play him as a 6.
I reckon would have done better Pereira there than Mata, to be honest, in a way, because at least he's got
winger tendencies.
Yeah,
speed at least. Do you think being too reliant on our left-hand side caused this? Now that Pogba is out, how will we approach the second leg? Fuck knows how we approach this next leg. But we are heavily reliant on that left-hand side, and it does show.
Been saying it all season, man. From Mourinho.
I think today maybe showed that this job is a bit too big for Ole. He got totally outclassed by Tuchel, and maybe needed to take this decision. At the end of the season. I disagree, Daniel. I don't know how anybody, with the team that we put out and the style of play we're trying to play, gets a better result.
Jose's got 100 years experience. We would have probably got battered 4-5 by them today.
Yeah, what would Jose have done different with that sort of personnel? He probably would have kept Fellaini. So yeah, all right, we go in the middle.
They would have been walking all over him.
Fellaini and McTominay in midfield against Verratti.
Walking all over him.
It's not exactly fair, is it?
Worse.
Patrons, for the get your shit sorted out for the FIFA tournament. I lost 7-0 today, which was no fluke either. It probably could have been 10. So get your games played. We're going to start imposing penalties and things like that if you don't, and booting some people out. So sort it out. Did PSG tactically outdo us? No connection between our mid and the front three. Second half, but I don't know if that was because of their tactics, because they looked fucking away with the fairies in that first half. They looked like they were finished. Tino, is it a blessing in disguise? Never really contenders will win the Champions League outright. Shows our weaknesses and gives Ollie a chance to see how the players react with Chelsea and Liverpool coming up. If you want to look at it on a positive side, yeah, then we are probably going out, and with the rest of people like Spurs and Liverpool and that probably going deeper into the Champions League latter stages, it might give us a bit of an advantage. Yeah. We haven't got the squad to compete on all fronts, so maybe not actually having to compete on all fronts is a good one. Josh, I'm with you now. Ashley Young is the fucking chlamydia on this club's cock. Is it? It's been this way for 5 years. I think that their tactics, it was their tactics, they completely shut down our midfield. They definitely got hold of Pogba, for definite. They put Marquinhos on him, and it was great. After this, I'm convinced Ollie's the right man. The loss wasn't up to his decisions. It was just one of those nights. 2 injuries, shit ref, and not good enough right back. Yeah. Matt Harvey, fucking hell, there's tons in here. Where's that one gone? Worst thing about the result is it's waking up between 2 and 7 to watch the whole day's ruined. Oh yeah, I woke up this morning absolutely buzzing, and now I feel like, no, I don't feel good. Marshall Lingard Sanchez played 45 minutes and none had a shot. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, we didn't get it. One of the scenes that I wanted to have sorted out was I wanted to have a look at PSG shots and United shots. PSG had 11 shots, United had 10.
We had 2 in a box.
Doesn't sound many different, does it? No, United had 2 from inside the box. They had 7 from inside the box, and quite a lot of those was just on the outside of the 6-yard box as well. Now, in goal scoring terms, that is gold. The closer you are to the box, basically the multiple folds you've got of scoring those. So ours was hitting hopes.
2 in the box for us. I looked at them, had like instant block as well. They were like sort of hitting home.
Completely shut down straight away. There's a shit ton of yous just joined Patreon, so big shout outs to those that have literally just joined while we've been live. That would be Lewis McKinnon, Gareth Dottin, Jerry Landay. Welcome aboard, everybody. There was loads that I was going to read a list out. I'll do it for the next video and just say thanks to everyone that has just joined the Patreon. Hope you enjoy it. We've got a brilliant Discord chat that pops off on a match day, as well as a private members Facebook group and all sorts of other shit as well. I'm going to get through the rest of these questions from y'all. Barbershaw, people thinking Tuchel played a masterclass in the second half are blind. Jesse is the most important part of Ollie's system. He's not the best player by a long way, but he's the most important part given the squad we have. A lot of people were just like, oh, Jesse's shit. All right. Ryan, PSG clearly outclassed us tonight and shows we are 3 or 4 players behind them, but how bad was the refereeing? There was VAR and he didn't use it. Yeah, so I don't know what the score is. Does the referee have to go to VAR, or like the World Cup, is it always running there? Be like, you might want to come and have a look at this.
I think it's running until it comes to like that penalty, the offside, and like that's what it seems like in Italy as well when I've been watching it.
Connor, very much like the Juve game at Old Trafford, the tie isn't over, but do you think we should focus on the top more now than the Champions League? Yeah, we might as well toss off the next round and give debuts out everywhere. Previn says, it's obvious to me Sanchez and Mata can't play together. Yeah, maybe not just together, maybe just can't play in this system, full stop.
Yeah.
The ref was a little shy, but PSG clearly outclassed us. Could this result be a good thing in the long run to show that the squad requires investment? Yes, because my major worry is that with all of these renewals, we ain't getting dick in the summer. That is my major worry. PL Murphy, very little chance in the next match. Put out a B team with a few of the kids on the bench, maybe even a start. You don't want to get embarrassed. You don't want to go to Chelsea and get embarrassed because they are going to be up for it.
It's the FA Cup as well. Like that, what would that do to Ollie's confidence, man?
Fucking put on the bench. I haven't seen any of Ollie's quotes. We've got another couple of questions from Twitter. Let's have a look at those. The injuries to Jesse and Marshall really killed us. The ref had a shocking game also. Ultimately, we were beaten by a far from full strength PSG. Really shows how far we are from Europe's elite, says Luke. Yes, it is exactly that, my friend. Like the video for us, please. And we are going to get wrapped up in a second. But thank you guys for coming and joining us. Like I said, it's not the end of the world. It probably is the end of our trip in Europe, unfortunately. But we're not the best team in England, and we are far from the best team in Europe, and no one's in here is deluded into thinking otherwise. There are major problems with the squad, the depth of the squad. You know, like I'm saying, that Spurs team's just a mile ahead of ours in terms of many areas. We are lacking in investment big time. We've spent a lot of money, but it's been spent like a fucking pissed up lottery winner. It's not been spent sensibly.
Yeah, man.
So a little bit of sensible spending in the summer. I do hope Ollie gets the job. Like I said, the fact that we was even confident going into this game, and I genuinely was confident, and I thought the first 20 minutes justified that confidence too, to be honest with you. I was confident coming into this. I remain confident for what we're going to do under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think he still deserves a job. But yeah, this fucking sucks. Thank you guys for joining us. Go and give Abdul a follow. We just had another one just drop in. Luke Mason Jarvis has just joined Patreon as well. Check out the Patreon link in the description below as soon as the video ends, and just go and see what you get for, like I said, about 80p a week. See you in a bit. Laters.